Ukraine says a mass grave has been discovered outside the liberated eastern city of Izium. Authorities say it's the biggest found in Europe since the aftermath of the Balkan Wars in the 1990s. Hundreds of wooden crosses, most of them marked with numbers, were discovered in a forest outside the town by advancing Ukrainian troops. The town was invaded in the early days of the war. Reporter Julia Chapman has more.
Investigators are working to determine the cause of death of those found buried in the forest in Izium. Officials have shared images of wooden crosses interspersed between the trees, with numbers rather than names written on them. Some graves reportedly hold multiple bodies. It's believed that many died in shelling, others due to a lack of health care. But international experts have already been brought in to help document potential war crimes. Russia has denied targeting civilians in this war, but when its forces retreated from Bucha, a suburb of Kyiv, widespread allegations of deliberate civilian killings were made by surviving residents, and at least 458 bodies were found there. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky compared the discovery in Izium to Bucha, saying Russia leaves death behind everywhere. He vowed that Russia would be held accountable. Izium's residents spent months living under Russian control, their town a key logistical hub for Moscow's troops. Around 80% of the city has been destroyed, and only around a quarter of its pre-invasion population remains. Ukraine recaptured Izium earlier this week in its counteroffensive in the Kharkiv region. Julia Chapman for CBC News, Kyiv.